Welcome to the Multiverse Comics podcast. On today's episode, we're going to drop straight into previews. Here we go. So let's start with DC previews.
Okie doke.
All right. So we would do Marvel previews, except for some reason we don't have any Marvel previews. I don't know what's happened to Marvel. And then Image is online only.
It's a very
which I
broad
think is
question. What
not
happened?
good.
Where's my old? Has anyone seen my old friend Marvel?
Well, what's interesting is my previews, if it were all in one thing, would be all DC anyway, because I keep trying to be excited about stuff in Marvel, and I know that there are people who follow characters and they stay with those characters. I've not been that person for Marvel. Like I'll stay with the Superman run, even if Superman's if it's terribly written. But
Fantastic Four.
I was gonna say that's really the only one I'm keeping.
Moon Knight.
okay,
Jed McKay.
But he's had a hard time with me. He can't ever get it.
I know. But this run has
and
been.
I've heard good things.
it's been good.
Very, very good.
Costume looks weird to me.
Yeah, but they've got it's a
makes sense.
very interesting take. There's been a lot of twists and turns. Yeah,
I'm reading the Ultimate stuff.
See, I'm kind of in two minds about that, because when you've got Ultimate just like Absolute, you've got such a clean slate.
Yeah,
The challenge is, how do you take a book that's been done either really, really well or appallingly bad by previous writers and kind of take that continuity and Anyway, Fantastic Four, Moon Knight, and oh gosh, what's the third one? There's a third one. It's so good, I can't even remember the name of it. It'll come to me later.
Well,
I'm offended by Spider-Man because I keep trying to jump in. I think that I did the eight deaths of Spider-Man. I did that one. That was good. That was fun. I liked it. It was entertaining.
I was right on the cusp of throwing in the towel, and then they did the reveal as to why some things are happening the way that they are right now, and it's so wacky.
It's
that I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to see where this goes, because we've got Peter Parker in space, and we've got Norman Osborn as Spider-Man, basically trying to mind the city because Peter Parker's gone missing. And then you've also got Ben Parker also trying to be Spider-Man because he didn't know what Norman Osborn was going to be. So you've got two Spider-Mans running around.
And no Miles.
And no Miles. Yeah.
Very confusing.
So it's kind of, but Peter Parker in space is kind of cool because it's so weird. Like, it's just, you've not seen this before, and then Rocket Raccoon just showed up. So I'm like, okay, well, I got to stick around and see where that goes.
And Miles has been sucked back into his home universe.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And once again, the ultimate verse,
is it Vampire Miles?
I have a hard the way the guy draws it, I can't tell.
Yeah.
And for all I know, in the Miles Spider-Man comic, they may have resolved that. I don't know, but like the Ultimate stuff, you're right. It either done really well or done really bad, but it's also competing with the Absolute. To me, it's Absolute. And the Maker, they're even making a big deal. They're making a big deal of the Maker. The Maker is coming back in 2 months. This, that, and the other. And I feel like that's going to be the letdown. And the DC Absolute is going to be the payoff. Because when they both started, we were like, hey, I don't, because the Hickman Spider-Man is still pretty good. I have no idea what's going on with the rest of me, the Ultimates. I'm reading it. I'm like, this doesn't even have like connecting tissue. Everything in the Absolute universe feels like it's one step away from just really weaving in, and the one we're going to review here in just a second really does a good job of.
Well, there's a preview in this previews. There's
previews.
Yeah, in this previews there's Absolute Wonder Woman and Absolute Batman together.
The first crossover.
Yeah, they're crossing over together, which is interesting because in the Absolute Evil thing, they basically said as part of that, these people can't ever get together. They can't ever. We can't let them work together.
That's right.
So that's happening, and they were most worried about Wonder Woman. Of all the ones, they're like, this is the one you got to worry about.
I get that. I definitely get that.
It was interesting. The book that I stopped reading. All right, so beginning of this previews, we've got the DCKO stuff.
Yeah, it's we'll see.
So
We'll see.
I've read DCKO, which actually comes out this week as we're recording. It'll probably be released after KO's come out. So I've read DCKO, and I quite enjoyed it. I think the Omega special sets it up really well.
Yeah,
Right.
that's where it confirms it to the rest of it. This is
Yeah.
at first I thought it was a gimmick, but then the Omega special that came out this week, kids.
Yeah.
Get that. Sets up the
It's Justice League Omega something special. Yeah. It's really good.
It confirms that this is an integral part of what else going on with Darkseid on our side of the veil, I guess is the only way to
Yeah.
treat it.
Well, and there's a absolute champion, and it sounds like the time trapper Doomsday, like the whole Doomsday defeated evolve thing. Doomsday was being created to be the absolute champion that I thought DCKO was supposed to come out with. So I'm not sure how that all goes together, but I ended up with a new theory on this.
No spoilers.
We know DCKO is all about determining who the absolute champion is going to be, who basically gets to go up against Darkseid, and there's going to be a reset of the universe, but they're going to try to reset it back to
based on that hero.
Yeah, that hero
champion.
gets to do the reset, and if you've got the right person doing the reset, that's good.
Right.
If you've got one of the villains doing the reset, that's bad. So, I think who I want to be the person to reset it? Booster Gold. Here's why.
And the way they've been using him, that might be a good candidate.
I don't think he's one of the fighters, but I wish he was the guy that did it. The reason I wish he was the guy is, if you think about it, he sees everyone so much more aspirationally than they even really are in their world.
Right.
Because he knows them. He knows the legendary version of them from the future. Right. And he came back to be a part of that age of heroes, to be one of the, so you get the exaggerated best version of all the things. If it's based on Booster's perception of the way the world is supposed to be.
And that might be an interesting take of what would happen if Superman is too much Superman, not the power, but from Booster, like it's not like the absolute Superman, because he's not. That one's based on Darkseid, but then like the ultimate, even more silver agey than All-Star Superman,
right,
or something. Just so. Like he goes in as Clark Kent, but his suit's bold, it's bulging out and the cape's poked out, almost like a bizarre, but just subtle enough he doesn't, the Batman is more not necessarily Adam Westy, but not grim and gritty. So there's maybe he tells Robin to look both ways before he crosses the street, and what good pedestrian,
but that child he puts in
danger. Once again, I'm still hoping for a secret ambush bug appearance. That would be fun. Not Keith Giffen.
DCKO. I'll be reading all of it. I think I know why they're doing the covers this way, and it's because they had this one guy, Jorge Corona, do the covers, and they're so bad they had to cover up most of them. So, but the DCKO. Oh yeah,
Jason's been expressing his displeasure off camera about this situation.
This guy, don't cover up the Dan Mora cover, but the Jorge, only show the letters DCKO.
Is this a bad time to let y'all know we have a video interview with him here in about 20 minutes, and Jason won't be the lead on that.
Surprise guest. And Jeff Johns.
Jeff Johns.
You know who he looks?
Jeff Johns and Greg Rucker in the same building, folks.
Cage match.
Okay. When I first saw this guy's stuff, I was like, huh.
Did you think Frank Miller was doing?
I did. I thought it was Frank Miller.
Okay, so
here
it comes. I got something to say about this.
Here it comes, kids.
I got something to say about this. So this week, there is a Spider-Man Noir that was released.
Yeah, the number one.
Number one. Yeah. It's written by Eric Larson.
Okay.
Interesting.
Eric Larson.
Image Larson.
And he does one of the variant covers. Whatever is going on with Frank, starting to happen to Eric, because that cover is awful bad.
Gosh.
Well, so that's like
are you guys deliberately giving Marvel bad covers? Or what's the... Anyway, that's just my opinion.
So that's also one of my Spider-Man issues with John Romita Jr., right? So JR in Spider-Man, in the current Spider-Man book, I flipped through it the other day. I was like, why is he so good here? But when he drew Superman, he was in Action Comics. It was the steaming pile of garbage. I liked the storyline that Bendis was writing on that. And
I actually thought that was Miller.
I can see that.
I'm going to blame, actually, after you brought this up the last time, I went back because I have some of those issues. I think it's the inker.
You think?
I think the inker, because the lines were very heavy.
Yes.
Very thick. And if you go back in time when he was on the X-Men, there was this inker, Dan Green.
Okay.
And if you looked at it, and this was in the 190s to
I thought he was a penciler.
Well, he was an inker in Uncanny X-Men 192 to
Okay,
200, 200 where Magneto takes over. Dan Green is the inker on Romita's stuff.
Yeah.
And like Xavier's eyebrows are way, and it was not the smooth, because I could go to the Amazing Spider-Man of the time when he drew the Hobgoblin story. And I don't know who was, I think Al Milgrom might have been the inker. And it was so smooth. So I think your Superman was I think
there was some stuff that I think couldn't tell what was happening.
I think it's the vitality of the inkers sometimes, because and I mean, when Romita could draw, Superman is not out of his realm of drawing. It's not it's not like it's too big, because he did, but there are because you said this the other day in the shop, and I was like, I've got some of those, because I also went on a weird run. I watched one of Sasha's videos about the New 52. Grant Morrison Action Comics was better than I thought, kind of thing, because I gave up on it like issue 10 or 11.
Okay.
And when she started stretching out some of the stories, I was like, I think I'm going to give this another shot. And so I found my New 50, some of the Supermans from that time, and I was looking at one of the ones where he is flying forward. It looks like he's squared like that, and the speed lines behind him didn't look right. They were too thick.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
same inker?
I don't know who the inker is, but it looked like he was consistent through that run. I don't know if it's Dan Green as the inker on that one, but I've also now seen some very weird looking John Romita Jr. art with bad inkers. I think inkers that specialize in thin lines and not a lot of heavy shading work better on his art than the guys because if you look at Kick-Ass, there are some undistinguishable panels in there because he's got this thick, almost Frank Miller looking violence level, and his inker wasn't that good. But then the second group, he had a different inker, looked a little better. What you looking for, my friend? You looking for the Daredevils?
Daredevil without peace.
Do we have a trade?
Well,
sorry, kids. Look at this. We're deep into John Romita now. So
we're on Daredevil. Okay, so I'm gonna keep talking. I'm gonna keep talking KO. So there's a series in KO called Night Fight.
Okay,
have you seen this thing?
Is that the one with Batman?
It's Batman fighting
the different Robins,
fighting the different Robins. Yes, I love this, and I think this one is Dick Grayson that they're previewing here. So I'm into that. Then there's an absolute Arkham special. So it goes back to Arkham.
Okay.
Apparently. Absolute Batman. And it's a different artist, which makes me nervous because that fill-in 2-issue Mr. Freeze
Oh,
story.
yeah, that was
The art was so bad. Like,
I liked it.
did you really?
Yeah.
Versus like the Nick Dragotta stuff.
Yeah, but it's just different. It's a, what was that? Was it Marcos Martin? I think.
I don't know his name. I looked at both of them and went, oh, I hope this, and then because I
hope
really
this gets
like,
better.
Yeah,
Gets good
I guess.
again. Yeah, me too.
But I'm you know me, I'm lowbrow.
See, I have to stop that. I have to be careful here because I grabbed this book, which John Romita Jr. and Daredevil. This was a great run. You're right. Al Williamson was his inker on this. And I think he was also the inker on.
That's pretty clean.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. But Williamson is very, very tight on his lines.
Yeah.
And
So you're going through. So what were you saying? You think he was
he was the inker on Man Without Fear.
Okay,
Man Without
he
Fear.
was.
He was right.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I think it. You know, I mean, even back here, Romita Jr. was starting to kind of get a little interesting with the style because he draws the Kingpin as being this massive
double.
yeah, but it works, and this was fantastic. I mean,
that is a good example of good Romita.
Yeah, and again, it's the.
I know what Jason. I looked through 3 or 4 issues and went,
yeah, his Superman run wasn't that great from the art perspective. That's very true. But I was going to say something about. All right. Yeah. It just depends. You know, I mean, do you want a certain style? Do you need a certain style, or are you happy to kind of go a bit artsy sometimes? I don't know. I can't take what comes. Dan Green, just to say, if it's the same Dan Green, and I think it is, back in the 80s, Marvel were doing their original graphic novels, and they were these sort of square-shaped books. This is where God Loves Man Kills. We had the New Mutants. The first New Mutants was one of the, I think they were all numbered. It was like a Marvel original graphic novel, number 17, and something or other.
Here's why. And this now I can actually say, I looked up, this is one of the Romita Supermans.
Yep.
And this inker
Yeah.
has a long storied history, but he does not do bright and cheery well.
Who's the inker?
Claus Jansen.
Gosh.
So Claus.
Right. Yes.
Claus would not be a good, because Frank Miller's a very thick, different.
Yeah. If you see the pencils on Dark Knight Returns and then compare them with what Klaus did, Klaus is the guy who made the art what it is on Dark Knight Returns. I mean, it's
So
he really does.
Now
Same
it
with
explains
Daredevil
it
as well.
because if I was a art manager,
Yeah.
and they said, well, John Romita needs someone, let's get Claus, I'd be like, on Superman,
no.
Claus might be good on Batman with
Yeah.
Romita. But yeah, so there we go. We solved the mystery. Look at this, kids. You can answer
Real quick, I got to get the idea out of my head. Dane Green, I'm saying, Into Shambhala, the James DeMatteis graphic
Doctor
novel,
Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Gorgeous artwork. It's watercolors. They've never reprinted it. I don't know why. I wish they
Really?
would. Yeah. Gorgeous artwork.
I found it the other day.
Yeah, I've got it.
I found mine. After you brought that up, I was like, that's.
I'm going to see if I can find it. Okay, so here's a couple of interesting things.
Okay.
All in, Red Hood number 4 is solicited in here.
Yeah, this probably went to the printer before they
I don't
know. That's a shame because I quite like that first issue.
But look what they did. So on page 20, we've got Batman, Mac Fraction, Nightwing. Flip the page, you got the same Batman advertisement, but without. You didn't see Batman.
Is that a misprint?
No, they must have. They went, oh crap.
They put another thing
They put
there.
another thing in there.
But they don't have the...
well, they don't do Nightwing down here at the bottom, but
they do
it's
the Nightwing.
But if I was trying to...
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that...
So they double solicited Batman.
They screwed that up, didn't they?
Well,
Interesting. I wonder if it had like a full-page spread or something. I don't know.
Or maybe just to... Okay, we've already put Red Hood in. We can't pull it. Crap. Do this and this one here. Yeah, it could be...
That's interesting.
This little...
So I read the first 2 issues of Red Hood. They release those for
the 0 and
retailers.
issue 1, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't hate the first one. I kind of dug the first one.
I liked the first issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame.
I was kind of excited about what that was going to be, but I get what the whole thing is. Have you been keeping up with Nightwing?
No, I gave up after Tom Taylor. I gave like 2 issues into it. I stopped, but
I'm getting it, but I'm kind of reading it in chunks.
I'm also, Nightwing's one of those characters I always enjoy. So when y'all are saying it's pretty worthwhile, I might swing back through.
I'm thinking I want to go. This cover looks so good to me.
With
I know it
Martian
has
Manhunter.
nothing. Yeah, I know it has nothing to do with the actual contents of the book, but it feels sometimes I get swayed by a good cover. It's not the purpose of the cover.
I've only got 1 or 2 things that I want to point out in this previews, and then we could go wherever you want to go with the conversation.
All right.
Number 1 is these DC Comics editions.
Oh yeah.
I think it's a brilliant idea. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
But some of them work better than others.
Yes.
The other week we got Arkham Asylum as a compact, which is Dave McKeon's artwork.
Mm.
That's a book you want to see big because it's gorgeous painted art.
Yeah.
The smaller ones, there's
been a Kingdom Come one too.
yeah.
That's
I'm
another
like,
one.
no, come on, you can't. No, I'm really thinking that these are books for people who don't really read comics. It's just like,
Or
shove it in your hand.
it's here's what it is. It's a the way that I've been using these is, I've always wondered about this. Like, this is a storyline I've always wondered about.
Yeah.
You can grab it and go. It's $10. I'll tell you, we keep them by the register, and we go through those faster than anything we've ever gone through.
It's $10. I mean, again, it's brilliant.
Yeah, we just burn through those things.
But there are some, the artwork works better. And, I mean,
my youngest was looking at the cover for Arkham Asylum, and I was like, don't let that be the first time you read that story. Yeah. I'll give you my absolute edition, and you can watch it nice and big.
So
yeah.
Guess which of the compact editions we burn through the fastest? You'll never guess it.
Well, I'd like to think it was Absolute Superman, but it's probably Hush.
Is it Court of Owls?
Batman Court of Owls.
Court of Owls. Yeah. Okay.
Batman Court of Owls. And I think it's because, that's a story that sounds cool. Like, people talk about the Court of Owls.
It was.
They get referenced.
Yep.
But I wasn't collecting during that. I didn't read that story or whatever.
Those are still pricey enough that if you went out there and tried to, issue 1, 2, and 3 are still $20 to $15 books.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, it's a.
So
there's
burn through those.
So just like I said, just a couple of things. Batman Universe Deluxe Edition coming out. I didn't get to read that because that was a Walmart exclusive book. So I'm looking forward to that. Brian Michael Bendis finally gets to do Batman, and they're finally releasing that in a collected edition. I've heard it's very silly, and reading the first line, when a priceless egg goes missing, it kicks off a cosmic mystery only Batman can solve. Okay, that's just got 60s Batman goofiness written all over it.
See, that's not what I want from a Bendis Batman. Like, if you have a Bendis Batman,
I know you
want like
what you did on Daredevil. You want something gritty,
like noir-y.
Yeah, exactly. No, I totally agree.
Like, you want a detective story because he's good at writing detective stories.
But it's got Jonah Hex in it, so I'm willing to give it a go.
Sure.
Okay, number 2, got 2 left. First one is very pleased to see Shade the Changing Man Omnibus Volume 2. Because I was kind of worried that nobody would have bought Omnibus Volume 1. And I want my Volume 2. So, well done, DC, for sticking the landing. And then finally, my favoriteest thing about this is that they are, because DC have been doing their reprints of books,
facsimile
ads included, there you go. As we have discussed on previous podcasts, I've got this thing about Christmas and superheroes. Big Christmas superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
We are getting a reprint of Sensation Comics number 38, which is got to be from like the early 1940s. We're also getting Christmas with the Superheroes, limited edition number 42 facsimile edition.
Oh, that
What?
sounds good.
And that's going to be in the treasury side.
See, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
You stole my thunder.
I did because I'm excited about this.
Damn it.
That has that. Is that the story that you like? The the
Batman one?
Thunderbirds one? No, there's
Thunderbirds.
No, not Thunderbirds. Black Hawk.
Oh, no. Enemy Ace.
Yeah.
No,
Enemy Ace.
it wasn't in that one. I have the original of this, but I am going to buy it again. I'm probably going to buy a couple of them and give them to friends.
Well, we're probably going to have to put them down on our subservice.
Oh, yes. I know.
And in fact,
I know.
Yeah, because even this, I was at first I was like,
because I was like, oh, I wish they'd do that in the and then I noticed the price tag was like $12.99. Oh, they're going to print that at the treasury size because they just did that with the Fun Comics one, which I need to get that because actually that's kind of cool. I'm supporting that.
I've been buying
So there you go.
all the Hush books in the 11 by
in the big,
17.
That's crazy.
And then I bought there's a Superman Treasury edition that came out. It's a recent Superman Treasury.
there's a double in there. I don't know.
Whoever was the editor of this needs words. Needs to have a conversation with that guy.
Kind of my picks on this real quick. Also in the collected editions, and Jason and I both got excited about this. DC's finest Superman time and time again. Superman Dan Jurgens goodness from the 90s. Haven't been reprinted.
I may have to get involved in our ordering for this month.
Yeah. for December, yeah.
I usually leave that to John, but I may
Maybe
I may have
add
some
to that.
suggestions.
And once again
Right.
there's a tempting Crisis on Infinite Earth Absolute Edition.
It's
which is-
$125. You're going to get your
Oh, I know.
store discount membership has privileges.
Yeah, I know.
It might be worth a
There-
punt.
I'm about 70% that I need to tell my kids that each one of y'all kick in.
Oh, yeah.
there you go.
Christmas.
Five that way I don't.
What is this? Where are we looking?
Absolute
Absolute
edition of Crisis on Infinite Earths,
Well, see, and
which they've done before.
but see, I don't have this one.
It's the new special super remastered version.
But what I was telling Stephen is DC Finest is releasing a Crisis on Infinite Earth edition, but they're putting all the tie-in books in order. I don't have that either, so I'm probably going to end up with both because I like, even though Zero Hour is a ridiculous book, I bought both DC Finest because it had the tie-in books in there.
Right.
And so I could read straight through, even though at that point I was wanting to strangle certain people.
Yes.
But it's just, it was kind of an interesting time in collecting for me. So I was like, and DC,
This is a pretty good deal.
it is.
For an absolute size, 736 absolute size pages.
Yeah, it
for
is a
$125.
It is a pretty good deal.
That's
actually.
going to be a pretty solid book.
Yeah,
That's a
and
good deal.
They do a fantastic job with the slipcase and the quality and the binding and
Yeah,
So I mean, yeah, may have talked me into going home and
that's a good retail deal. Like without our discount.
oh yeah, no, it's they do a great job. So that's kind of my DC. I have one Marvel book to plug, even though we don't have the thingies for Marvel.
Yeah.
Marvel are releasing Bruce Jones's
the Hulks
series in an omnibus. I am all over that because that's one of my favorite Hulk runs. And it's interesting because we were just talking about artists because Carrie Andrews, did the covers. He did these great covers. Carrie Andrews, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, he's really clever with his ability to morph. Like he's been doing this McFarlane-esque style.
Oh, yeah.
Which I kind of don't want him to stop because it's so cartoony. It's so much fun. But he's also the guy who did Spider-Man Reign, which is kind of a weird Spider-Man story. But I'm not going to get into that, right?
So, floppies, you've got World's Finest. We've got a Luthor Joker team up in World's Finest, which
Those are always fun.
probably fun.
Hmm.
And then I started reading the Adventures of Superman Book of L, and the way they sold this originally, I was like, no, I'm not reading that.
Right.
And then I read it. I kind of dig it.
Well, it's Philip Kennedy Johnson.
Yeah.
I quite liked his run, and they're giving him a chance to kind of wrap up some things that he didn't get to do. So
Yes, they initially pitched it as like, what was the future state? Future state.
yeah.
Oh, straight from the future pages of Future State. And I was like, nope, not doing
No.
that. But it doesn't feel like that at all to me.
I say that. What's sad is I have most of those books.
I have all of them. In fact, we still have copies. Tons of copies.
Oh yeah, we
of Future State.
Well, it's between that and Night Terrors. How many do I still have?
We got burned hard on both of those.
We did.
That was when DC couldn't find their way, and then they did.
My
And now
eldest
it's
daughter is like, she was.
I know you were hunting for them for her.
Yes, because she said, "Hey, I just found out that they did these hardcover collections of all the Night Terrors." Stop. Don't. You can have mine. If you really want to read it, don't. No.
Is it the Joker one was good, right?
The Joker one was
There
fun.
are a couple that were okay.
And
the
the
Joker one was
the
good.
Green Lantern one was kind of entertaining. When he was
yeah.
like, "You were trying to scare me. I'm not." But
I liked the Poison Ivy one, and I liked the. There was another one.
Well, and as a purist, it really got to me. While I enjoy seeing Wesley Dodge show up,
yes.
but there was a part of me that was like, no.
No.
But you just read, absolutely. I'll let Jason finish his thing.
Yes, we need to.
Have you guys read Have you guys read the Court Children of the Round Table?
No.
Okay.
Is it fun? Is it?
I don't know. I'm hoping.
We
but
have a lot of issues.
Here's what. Well, one. All right, kids, you should all read Court Children of the Round Table.
Yeah.
No,
Buy one.
The
get
reason
six
is-
free.
Tom Taylor
Okay.
is the writer. So I'm kind of tempted to read it. I have no idea what it's about.
Because once again,
No clue.
I've now reread his Nightwing run like twice, and I don't have.
Yeah.
I have them all in floppies. I don't have the trades, and
Well, the trades are coming out weird.
they are, but it's just I
Yeah.
have them right there
Yeah.
because I still remember one of my favorite memories of running around with Jason. We're in Denton,
Yeah.
and you're like, wait a minute, those Nightwings 82 is that selling? I'm like, there's a couple over there on the shelf. We bought them there at this Denton Comics.
I bought my copy full retail at another
and-
shop because we sold out.
And like I can't remember if it's halfway home or the next day. It's like, my God, that was the best Nightwing story I ever. I was like, right?
Yeah.
You're right. That's
I was hooked. I was hooked after
just
that.
roaming around Denton. I went, hey, by the way,
I was fully hooked at that point. So, all right, that is all I've got to say about that.
Gotcha.
so now
So,
Absolutely
evil. Or should it be called Absolute Justice League?
I have a question. I can't remember if I asked you or John. The cover with all the hands.
Yes.
Is that an homage to another cover? That looks familiar.
There's
to
been one. I remember one like that where there's like a Green Lantern ring hand in there.
There's somewhere
There's a
I don't know.
At first, I thought DC New Frontier.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
that
real
is
close,
kinda
but
like
but
that.
I keep looking at it. I'm like, I've seen this cover somewhere in the DC.
yeah. We need to look this up. There has been.
If any of y'all know what it is, put it in the comment section.
Write your answers on postcard to.
Yeah, there's been something.
Mm.
There's been something else. I wish they had done something different with that cover, but that's okay. Because the cover, I guess the actual characters don't look like they look anywhere else. Like you wouldn't recognize who they were
Yeah,
if you put
no.
the actual characters.
Yeah, this is true. I didn't know who any of that was.
But I did like how on the cardstock variants, each one, they've done a bunch of different ones, and they're all the hero, the villain getting, going at it with the hero.
Okay,
I like
that's
that.
good. Well,
Yeah.
then that would help. But like, is it Hector Hammond?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
yeah.
not one of them. It's like one of them is Ra's al Ghul and Superman, and then you've got what's the name? Wonder Woman,
Chase or
Kale,
Kale.
I think. Yeah, and then there's the Batman one is like all the Batman villains. So Riley Rossmo did that one.
Well, it should have been. They should put Joker in there because I think Joker is sort of like a
Well, he's coming
behind the scenes puppet master in this world.
We got to see him interact. We actually got to see him as a character in this absolute evil,
for the first time.
but he's not. I don't know. There's still mystery to be had about him.
Well,
yeah.
I think he was behind the Bane stuff.
Oh yeah, but I just mean in terms of an actual character.
Yeah,
Because we did see the Bane stuff. Yeah, no, that's true.
but he's a puppet master in this one. He was funding the people with the
arcade,
the
head
mask.
the black mask.
Party animals.
Oh,
the
right.
party
Animals.
animals.
That's right.
He was funding the black mask and the party animals, and he created Bane. Basically, he was the Bane guy.
But let's take it back. We're in the special. So you said it should also be called Absolute Justice League, which was an interesting,
Yes.
interesting. So
Yeah. So they are, but that tracks with everything that we've kind of
seen in the
known
universe.
and what we've discussed is that it's kind of interesting because
Now, spoilers, kids.
yeah,
Spoilers.
There are
Now,
spoilers.
we have plenty. Order yours and then wait till it gets there and then read it and then come back and see us. At this point.
So it puts me in mind of arguments that I used to have with a friend of mine. We've been friends since we were kids, about Dungeons and Dragons and how when you think about, I can't believe I'm saying this, you've got those alignments, the lawful, the neutrals, and the chaotics. Well, okay. That you think chaotic evil is like the worst evil on that spectrum. It isn't. It's lawful evil. Because lawful evil is the province of somebody who knows how to use the system of order to their own evil.
Sheriff of Nottingham.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
That's a good example.
That's a very good example.
Yeah.
So what the Joker in this Absolute Evil book, basically the point that he's getting across is that they are the Justice League because they are the lawful. They are the ones.
They are order.
They are order.
Yeah.
Yes.
They are the ones who have used the system to their advantage, and they have encouraged people to do the same, which is why you get this kind of brilliant opening where Wesley Dodds, well, he's the one who has to die because he won't toe the line. But Ted Grant towed the line
and got to
and
died 81.
died at 81, very wealthy, and because he didn't get in the way.
Yeah.
And given what happens again, spoilers, kids, there's no way to discuss this without spoilers. What they do with Oliver Queen, that is probably, I think, that's got to be the moment. Definitely, that's my comic book moment of the week.
Yeah.
Because it's this whole, oh yeah, Oliver Queen, our favorite social justice warrior, he's going to go out. Oh yeah, no, they killed him.
That was real quick too.
They took him out.
Like I thought he was going to be the
Because
Bruce Wayne of that universe. Nope.
And because we have an Absolute Green Arrow coming, there's a book.
Yeah.
So
Clearly that's going to be Roy.
That's got to be Roy.
It's got to be Roy
now.
We have a theory though that because the Green Arrow book is canceled and there was a cosmic element that maybe our Oliver Queen will bounce over there. There's been no official thing, but I too.
Okay. But yeah, it was all like, he's going to go get the...
And did you notice the way they drew him when he was shooting arrows? He wasn't hitting dead center.
No.
He was off a little.
Yeah, he wasn't very good.
He
was a bad Green Arrow.
Well, he was... I mean, he's better than I would be if he's better than I was shooting arrows.
Yeah.
But he was, wasn't dead center. Just off a little bit. I was like, there's a subtlety
very complicated bow as well. It's got all these twists and gadgets.
And knowing... the Silver Age Hawkman and Green Arrow relationship, where they weren't.
Oh man, I didn't think of that.
But once again, this was the Golden Age outfit where he had just the hood.
Yeah.
So the fact that Hawkman, the staunch conservative took out the liberal, which
Yes.
is what, when Kevin Smith wrote it and all of that,
Yes.
they were really clashing. That was a big hole in his head. That
Yeah,
was,
that's
I
big.
mean, there
Oh,
was
he's
no,
dead.
yeah,
For
There,
sure.
there was a mace
yeah,
that
with a
like
peg on
crushed
it.
his
Yeah.
That was
noggin.
I love the in the art in that is Hector Hammond. It's just he can't stop not looking
Yeah.
at this body of
Yeah,
Oliver Queen. They're like,
because he was, I mean, to me, he struck me more as a kind of a government tech bro,
yes,
and
Mhm.
he doesn't want to acknowledge he's kind of out of his depth here with
yeah,
these.
he's
Oh, yeah.
shoot his mouth
yeah,
off
yeah.
and
You've got,
the jokes.
and
Yeah, he doesn't realize who Ra's al Ghul is.
Yeah.
and he has no idea what
He's
he's
not
in.
reading the
Like
room.
he doesn't know how scary the
Well-
Joker is in this world.
well, and the female version of Thrawn.
See, now that I was like, wait a minute, okay, that's interesting. 'cause-
That is interesting. She reminds me, and it's just a vibe I get of the old girl who created Thermos, the one drop blood test.
Oh, Theranos,
What-
yes,
I don't know.
yeah,
yeah,
She's
yeah.
kind of got that vibe. I mean, kind of got that vibe. He's just not drawn,
yeah.
but just the way
Oh, I like
they
that.
carry. I was
Yeah.
like, huh? Because then you got the Chase from the our universe DOA,
Yes.
running around giving Green Lantern problem stuff. But yeah, this is very much we're the reason the whole world goes. Yeah, right?
yeah. No, I've kind of, because I can't remember.
Go grab the book. We could hype all the covers too. Oh, look at that.
I think he just grabbed all the A's.
Bunch of A's.
Yes.
No,
For
because
reference material.
the name
No.
Whoop,
Oh, well,
there you go.
okay.
Man, everybody wants to give me a comic book. It's good.
Okay, hold on, kids.
So this is the cover. And if any of y'all know what these hands are, then what homage this is, please
That's right.
put it in the comments.
Um,
Veronica Kale, but yeah,
yes. No, the Thorn. They give her they put the first name in. Damn it.
I don't know who Thrawn is. I can't remember.
well,
it's-
that's Reverse Flash.
It's Reverse Flash. It's not
Ebar
Eleanor.
Thrawn, but yes,
That guy, yes.
yeah, this is
It's not Eleanor. But it is an E name.
Interesting. Okay.
And-
but to me this Wesley Dodds
yeah.
is like the reverse of what happened in his little mini series that came out last year.
Yeah.
Because this is very much the government wanted this. They stole his stuff and he got it back. This was like, and I'm sorry, the golden age geek in me, Iron Monroe,
Yes.
who was from who's the Superman analog.
Yep.
After Crisis, when they couldn't use Superman in All-Star Squadron, they did Young All-Stars,
That's right.
and they had to come up with something for him to do. He's in here.
This image, I think it's a poorly managed shadow,
Yeah.
actually, but it looks like Howard Stark to me.
Yes, it does.
The Joker looks like Howard Stark.
Yep.
Trying to find her name.
Oh,
Right.
man,
Man,
this is
we're-
madness.
He doesn't usually. The rest
What
of
an
the
exciting episode this
the rest of the book, he doesn't have the mustache. But so at the end of this, the conclusion was they were going to form the Justice League, but justice for them is order.
Yes, that's
Right?
right.
And,
So
and it was
that
the
means-
Joker's idea.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's pretty
yeah,
scary.
right.
Pretty scary as you look at how his eyes are bulging out, and he is. I would think if you were doing this in real life, you would have the actor not blink
Yes.
Yeah.
during this.
Yes, and his eyes are just getting redder and bulgier and bulgier, and yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, but keep
Yeah.
going.
So what's interesting is in this world, the whole foundation is just like Ultimate and
Mhm.
Marvel is sort of like this a reboot with a thumb on the heroes and new origins, all that stuff. In Ultimate, the maker got the bad guys together and they formed the world order.
Yes, that's
Right.
right. That's
They have a
exactly
world
right.
order here. And now these guys are trying to create the world order, but they're very hesitant. They're like, I'm pretty good on my own. I don't necessarily need you. And each of them is sort of a mogul.
Yeah.
So it's like all the billionaires getting together at, where do they get together? Davos. So this is
Eleanor.
the Davos
Yes.
meeting. where they're all getting together and saying, here's what we've got to do about these ne'er-do-wells. We should make them all, we need to control the population, so we should make them all take a vaccination. And oh wait, can't say that. I'm just kidding.
Fine.
I was trying to figure out all the conspiracies about the Davos.
Yeah, sure. But then the way they introduce Lex Luthor at the end is very,
and he's on a farm.
It's very upbeat, very relaxed.
Yeah.
He's
Lex Luthor is living Clark Kent's origin story.
Yes.
Might very well be. And it wouldn't surprise me if this Lex wants nothing to do with these people. Not as trying to be a hero.
I think he's trying to like forsake all of his ambition in this.
Yeah, there's some just kind
what
of
is the okay? So we're talking about almost a mirror universe here, and I'm using the Star Trek mirror universe intentionally. So we have a Joker who doesn't laugh.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a Ra's al Ghul who is
built like a Vandal
Savage. We don't have Eoward Thawne. We've got Eleanor Thawne. Presumably at some point she's going to get some speed to her and be the Reverse Flash. Maybe not. Hector Hammond isn't a cold calculating son of a thing ends up with a giant head.
Mm-hmm.
He's basically, what'd you say, tech bro
that wants to go. He's looking at this body in the room going, huh.
So, and we've got poor Batman. We've got Wonder Woman. Again, mirror universe flip side. So what does a mirror universe Lex Luthor look like? He's still evil. The intent doesn't, it's not the core doesn't change. That's the conceit with the Absolute books.
Mm-hmm.
Villains are still villains, heroes are still like Green Arrow, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So mirror universe of Green Arrow here is, yes, he wants to be the hero, but he's also kind of an ass. And he's an arrogant, and that's what no doubt does him in. What's Lex Luthor's mirror? Well, he's probably not as conceited as main Lex Luthor would be. If the Joker doesn't laugh, Lex Luthor is not going to be parading himself around as the smartest man in the room.
So I think he wasn't successful. So in the whole story, they talk about people who, like the people who rail against the system not like giving them what they deserve or what they need or whatever. They don't like that, right?
Right.
And they're like, this is just how it is. You use the system to get ahead. And we're the ones who were able to use the world as it is to get ahead. It just is what it is, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's part of Joker's speech and all that. Well, Luthor says, I was angry and I was upset that these people were getting ahead of me. I was jealous of their power and their popularity. So he was one of those. And then he did something. He was like, you know what? I'm going to accept things. And he became like very zen and decided living on the farm with his girl, his wife. I see a ring. So living on this farm, having this life with his wife, that is preferable to all the other stuff. I'm going to not be angry about this, but I think he gets the call that says, I think this call is going to be, hey, do you want to be on the inside where you get all the power and the stuff and you get the leg up?
Well, what if it's a Lex Luthor that doesn't care that there's an alien on the planet?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But he's getting a call from an alien.
Well, but I mean, they
Brainiac's
are pushing it, but think about it. Lex's public Superman distrust is this is, if we're going to separate from the burn 1980s, Luthor. Alien threat on my planet, even to steal from James Gunn's, alien threat on my planet can't happen. What if this Lex, everything you said too, but he's not as, his motivation isn't, well, I've got to get rid of Superman. I've got to do
right.
And the reason why I lean through that is I'm going to go back to Peacemaker. The second season of Peacemaker, the actor who plays Lex Luthor gets to play. And when Rick Flag is Senior is talking to him, he's like, well, you hate heroes and vigilantes. What about Peacemaker? He's like, a vigilante in a suit? I don't care about that. He's not an alien. It's like, that's beneath me. Why do I care? He's like some muckety muck in a costume. That's your problem. That may be something. I mean, he's going to be obviously, I didn't even count hands to see, did we have this many people in the room? Could Luthor be one of these?
Oh no, that's interesting.
I mean, we're not trying to max it. We're not trying to match it up.
There's some that are in here that are definitely like, I don't think I saw Cheetah in there.
Yeah. I mean that, and I think like some of that's there. Then some of that's a red herring, but just
I think that's who's got the glove on, because I think Joker's hand is the one with the cuff.
Yeah, that might be Joker. See,
I think this is Joker, and I don't know who this is with the glove.
Like, also, is Hawkman part of this group? I mean, yeah. So
this is Raish,
and down here there's a Hawkman picture, not torn up, but I haven't studied all this, and this may just be a one big red herring.
But I have another thought about the Lex Luthor thing.
Okay.
What if, you remember in Kingdom Come, when Superman is basically, you think he's on a farm, but he's not.
Yeah,
he's actually in this
the holodeck.
Holodeck.
Yeah.
I wondered if maybe that isn't a holodeck.
Could be.
Maybe Lex Luthor, maybe the wife, everything that's all.
Or maybe he moved his family. And maybe. But yes, absolute evil, definitely worth it. Well, the way I described it to someone came in and they're like, Absolute Universe, kind of getting bored with some of it because it doesn't seem to be going exactly where I want to go. And I was like, really? read this.
Yes.
This will, like Jay said, I think this is the all-in or the Omega thing. I think both of these are the all-in.
Yeah, I think those two, yes. Absolute Evil.
Moving both universes. This is the all-in for the Absolute verse. And then.
Well, so I think season one, like
that's a good way.
Season one of the Absolute Universe. I think that was all about establishing the characters in their books. Like, here's who these characters are.
Yep.
Here's some
Rogues
stories
Gallery,
about them.
Yeah.
I think year two is going to be the universe coalescing into like more of a crossover. We see heroes in each other's books. The bad guys are working together. I think we're having to see some convergence of that universe in year. That's my guess. Yeah, nobody's told me this. My guess is year two. That's what we're going to see.
We theorized some things that, like I said, that they talked about the Omega element that they discovered, and that was something we talked about at the beginning. So I think we're all on the right. I think everyone that's been in the business long enough, we all know this is heading somewhere.
Yes.
It'll be interesting when it's all said and done. Who gets to stay? Who gets to go? Because Matt Fraction's Batman sold pretty good, but Absolute Batman sells out all the time with the early issues. Now, some of their compatriots have. I mean, they're never going to replace. They're not going to replace the Prime version.
I think they're going to let the worlds exist for a while.
But are you going to? How long are you going to run that? I mean, unless there's a central point of Darkseid being undone, and if he is undone, what happens here? But I would be scared of what Absolute Batman looks like 5 years from now, because we're going to change writers. We're going to change. It's going to be. I mean, maybe they can hang on. Maybe
their argument. Michael Bendis, 100 issues, Ultimate Spider-Man.
Let's hope. Let's hope.
So if I can have Snyder and Dragotta, like we had Bendis and who's Bagley?
Yeah.
Bendis and Bagley, deal 100%.
But
I'll do that.
But I'll be the negative guy. But that was a different time where, they just, it was lucky.
Yes, I know, but you've been a fan of this for long enough to know these things are cyclical.
Oh, I know, and I because. I guess I'm a bigger DC Universe fan, comic book wise, than I am Marvel.
Yep.
Because when DC delivers quality stuff, it affects their entire line.
Yeah. Sure.
It really does.
Yes.
When Marvel delivers some quality stuff. It's isolated.
I don't know.
Well, I'm going to say like Fantastic Four right now is the best it's been.
Okay.
It probably, wow. That doesn't affect the train wreck in Gail Simone's X-Men book.
Right,
yeah.
I mean, there has been it is cyclical, like you said. So there'll be times when Marvel will rise to the top.
Yes.
But in the last 5 years,
Yeah.
can you look at me and say, well, the Avengers have really affected the rest of the Marvel line?
Well, in the last 5 years, no.
But
But historically,
yeah,
when there's been some books that have done, like,
when we had Bendis Avengers, it affected their universe positively.
right. So Bendis Avengers had a very similar effect. Like it hit everybody. Bendis Avengers brought me in. I started reading Brubaker on Cap.
Yeah.
And I'm in. I'm reading freaking Iron Fist. I would never I'm not even sure I knew who Iron Fist was before. You got Fraction on Iron Fist, but I'm like, man, this Marvel stuff's, it's just hitting. And when Marvel hits, it hits. And I've never been I like the X-Men. I like the TV show, I like the characters, but I like the X-Men characters when they come over with the rest of the Marvel guys. I don't like the X guys by themselves as much. I've just never been a big X-Men guy. But, and when those Avengers hit, it impacts everything. But they didn't do a good job of pulling in the Fantastic Four, which they totally should have done during the Bendis days.
Well, I think that was a bit more of a, well, that was Hickman still. Was Hickman, or was that still the,
no,
that was,
I mean, he was there for some of it.
that was the Leonard Kirk stuff, I think.
I'm reading Hickman Fantastic Four right now because, again, I like the movie.
So good.
Everybody says Hickman run is the run. So I picked that up and I'm reading Hickman Fantastic Four because, I keep trying to dip into Marvel. I want to love Marvel. I love the characters of Marvel, but I haven't locked in on comics as much. Well, there's windows. The Bendis era, the Brubaker stuff, that era.
Oh, that was a good run.
That's the most Marvel I've ever been.
Right.
And I think DC was troubled at the time, as I recall, or it wasn't nearly as good, at least.
No, I mean, this is, well,
they've never hit at the same time.
Oh, but please God, let them hit at the same time, please.
Quesada was, Marvel Knights had ended. Quesada's now editor-in-chief. And it's, I mean, they were firing on all cylinders. I mean, you got Bendis on Avengers, you've got Fraction on, Straczynski on Thor, you had Straczynski on Amazing Spider-Man, and then you got him on Thor, and then Fraction took over. Yeah, you got Brubaker on Cap. You've got, in that period of time, Bruce Jones on the Hulk, which I was just saying, love that. Daredevil, that's right.
So Bendis on I forgot about that.
Yeah, so it's all there's a lot to like. There really is, but it's that A team of writers that are really just setting the bar. Well, what I think DC have done very well with the Absolute books is they've assembled this. Look, you got Snyder, you got Jason Aaron, you got Al Ewing, Jeff Lemire, and Kelly Thompson on Wonder Woman.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty good group.
Yeah,
they are all pretty damn good writers. But if you look at what Marvel's doing at the moment with the Ultimate books, you've got Hickman, yes.
Yeah.
You got, I think Brian Hill is doing Black Panther, which was...
I'm sitting right next to them. Hold on.
That was... I was enjoying that. You got Peach Momoko doing X-Men, which is...
Well, that's different. It just doesn't even fit.
That's a wild card. Yeah. It is. It's a extreme wild card.
The book's a totally different book.
And then you got Dennis Camp doing Ultimates, and I forget who's
with Hickman dipping in sometimes. I think on Ultimate.
I don't know, but it doesn't have the same cohesion. That we have with Absolute books. But then you think about the Ultimate books, the first time round, you've got Millar on X-Men and Fantastic Four. You've got Warren Ellis. Did some, I think, Fantastic Four stuff. Bendis, doing little bits here. Bendis and Millar seemed to have like the lion's share of control on the early days.
But it was a very
Ultimate book.
different thing. Like it was,
Yeah.
like the vibe on Bendis stuff versus Millar. Millar was very like realistic, grim, gritty, and Bendis was fanciful, like young Peter. You know, like it was just it was a different.
Yeah.
Like it did feel like different.
Well, I think he described it one time. Bendis described it as I wanted to write Spider-Man the way I felt when I first read.
Yes, that's right.
The Ditko issue.
That's right.
And yeah,
It was.
didn't mean to take us out there ever also,
no.
but it.
I love so from a sales perspective, we are killing it right now
What,
on
DC?
comics.
Yeah.
Our new comic sales better than they've ever been. I was explaining to somebody that's not a comic person at all.
Sure.
They asked how the shop was doing. I said it's doing really well because DC Comics is doing really well. Like DC Comics is writing great stories. We have a great product to sell. It's sort of like a movie theater, right?
Yeah.
The movie theaters struggled when we didn't have any product coming out of Hollywood.
That is correct.
Because of COVID. And now we're starting to get product out and they're starting to come back, but we're still not the same volumes as we were before. But as long as if there's a good movie to see, I'll go see a movie. In fact, I have a subscription to go see a movie every month, right? I pay a monthly whatever at the theater. I'm happy to do that, but there hasn't been enough good movies for me to see one a month.
Sure.
Up to this point.
That's right.
But I think that's how it is for comic shops. There hasn't been a lot to draw people in until this new Absolute stuff, which is amazing. And there hasn't been this level of excitement. And it's so easy to say, oh, if you love this, you'll also love this other thing. And you'll love this other thing.
Yeah. And that's where it's interesting you should say that. We won't deep dive this, but you talk about movies.
Yeah.
Good movies. Okay. If I had, no, I can't do that. That would be mean. I was going to say, let's pick a terrible book off the rack. Something that is just absolute garbage. But that would be a mean thing. So let's just say, for example, that this.
We're going to pick
this one. That's just mean. But the point where I was going with this is that the same production costs that made this really awesome book.
Yeah.
Are exactly the same as a not so good book. The production costs are the same.
Sometimes more if it's independent.
Well, the idea being is that the baseline is pretty much the same because at the end of the day, it's just ink and paper, right? So with a movie, that's different because you can have
that's true
a $10 million film and a $200 million film. You know that it is a difference
with an AI actress.
Wait, what?
No, we're not going there. Not now. Now, some talent may command more money than others. Sure, absolutely. That goes without saying.
The reason why you didn't get to see Robert Downey's face, and
correct,
because that was him in the armor. But if he turned around, they had to pay him like $1 million.
Wait, in what?
In Fantastic Four, that is Robert Downey wearing the Doom armor. He even said it is, but he goes, if I turned my face and you saw my face because of my contract, they have to pay him like $1 million. So
they decided, I don't think we need to do that.
Well, and he's going into it. Wait, when I caught anyone off guard, that was the plan all the time because he has now become, I know we're off track now, almost as invested in Tony Stark Doom as he was in Tony Stark Iron Man because he's now getting executive credit and a writing credit. With this because he's actually altered some of the backstory and kind of sounds like made it better. I've heard little things about.
Well, like, I'm good with this. I think.
Yeah, I am too. But it's something about he became Doom because something came and wiped out Pepper and a little girl. And
so it's Tony Stark Doom.
Yeah, this is never, and even at the beginning when we first talked about this was never going to be Victor Von whatever. This was Tony Stark in a different universe as Doom.
Yeah.
And his armor has Shang-Chi's rings.
Oh.
And Miss Marvel's energy dongle thing that puts up the
okay.
Yeah.
And these two discs are supposed to be adamantium because they're showing his armor now. Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so I kind of like that. Yeah.
Well, I like I mean, Shang-Chi thing's awesome.
Oh.
And
But it
the
means
Miss Marvel thing's awesome.
But see, that also means they're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in his universe,
Yeah,
it took them a while.
yeah.
Right.
This once again, this is. But yes, so that was really Robert Downey in the FF, and the idea was the little idea is that Kang sent to that universe to get his face fixed, and that's what Franklin did, and he realizes the power that Franklin has,
Right.
and that is going to be the catalyst for Secret War-y kind of stuff.
So is Kang done now, or are we going to get a
Well,
version
there's a
of
rumor
Kang?
that he comes back.
There's
like
a-
the original actor, may get out of the penalty box and they get to come back.
Okay.
But it's going to be very small. I mean, it sounds like Kang sets Doom on his universe hopping journey somehow.
Well,
And that will grain of salt.
yeah.
A grain of salt,
I
but-
mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, there's a lot of rumors, like even the Pepper Potts thing and all that. That feels very Robert Downey Jr. But I heard, him talking about, we would want to get Gwyneth to come back, but Gwyneth doesn't sound interested in a
She
half
can't
an
remember
hour.
half the stuff that she does with them.
I
Like,
mean-
have you seen the interviews where she didn't remember she was in Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Man,
But-
it goes straight to the brain.
Whatever it is.
But it even sounds like they like Tom Holland's part has been bumped up like an extra 20 minutes of screen time. Well, I
He's
really,
great.
well,
Okay.
I really hope it's our Tom Holland going, Mr. Stark, and him
Yeah.
going, didn't I kill you? And the other, this is
Right.
this is your web slinger. But
Yes.
Tom got hurt on the set of Spider-Man, and he's
Yeah.
been in the hospital for a little bit, and took a blow to the head,
concussion. Yeah.
doing his own I want to do my own stunts, coming off bouncing off a bus.
No, the
only
insurance
Tom
companies-
Cruise can do that.
Yeah,
The insurance companies will have something to say about that.
Have you seen the bit that there's a Matt Damon clip where he talks about conversation with Tom Cruise?
Yes.
Or it's
Got a
like,
new stunt
I
coordinator.
well, the safety guy said you can't do that, so I got a new safety guy.
Right. Yeah.
said I can't ride on the outside of the space shuttle all the way up, but I can tell you I can hold my breath
That's
all the way. Xenu will protect. Okay, here we go.
I don't follow social media at all, but I saw it was a news post about Anna de Armas, I think
Oh.
that's her name.
Yeah.
And she's gorgeous. I mean, she is a gorgeous, gorgeous woman. And she's dating Tom Cruise, and it's all wonderful. And there was an article about her, and somebody retweeted it, and his tweet was, Tom Cruise won. And I was like, actually, yeah,
Sure.
he really
Yeah,
has.
really
I
has.
mean,
Did you see the Ballerina movie with Anna de
no,
Armas?
no,
So I saw it on the plane
right.
the other day while I was sitting next to the crazy dude.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, it's so
Yeah, I like her. She's very
well.
good
It's
actress.
another John Wick movie
Yeah.
with her as a
the
character
killer.
in
Yes.
that world. And did I tell you the story about this dude I was sitting next to on the plane? Oh, this is a.
Do you want
this
this
is
on the podcast, or should we?
Oh no, this works though. I think we have to close soon. I'll tell this one story,
that's
then we can wrap up. So, I got stuck on a plane on a tarmac in Austin for 6 hours.
Okay.
Landed at 1. I was supposed to land in Dallas. Somebody, cut the phone line, and we couldn't talk to the Dallas tower for a while. So they landed us in Austin and said,
You can pay the AT&T bill.
something like that. It's Frontier actually, but I couldn't get off. Until later. So I'm sitting next to this dude. I'm in the window, like next to back row, which I never do. And there's a middle seat guy by me who, man, Vegas got this guy. He's an older dude. I would have thought he was homeless any other time I saw him. Like his clothes had not been washed in a long time. Clearly had not bathed in a long time. He smelled like casino carpet must smell, like cigarettes and desperation.
yeah.
That smell.
Yeah.
It was the worst. And he couldn't figure out how to use his phone. He couldn't get it off speakerphone. we were like the guy next to him on the other side was trying to do tech support, just couldn't work it out. At one point, he gets up to go to the bathroom. And I look down, and he's left his bottom teeth in the seat. So he goes back, and he sits down, and he sits on his teeth. And I just look over, and I feel like I got to say something. I go, "Hey, man, you just sat on your chompers." He just reaches back, grabs them, and luckily, he didn't pop them in. He put them in his pocket.
That's rough.
Yeah, that was my flight back from Vegas.
The moral today is make sure you're brushing. Test today, kids. Get your checkups.
That Fix-A-Dent, that's not expensive stuff. Glue them chompers back on there.
It didn't work.
Just,
Hey, man, you sat on your chompers.
oh, good God.
And on that note,
All
On
right.
that note,
All right, everybody.
thank you for putting up with us.
Keep reading comics. Thank you for listening to, or watching, or taking in through mental telepathy. Whatever you did, thanks for joining us for the Multiverse Comics podcast. If you'd like to come and see us in person, we are a brick and mortar store found in Hurst, Texas. Just look it up as Multiverse. Also, you can shop with us online at www.multiverse.shop. You can even subscribe and be part of the family. Till next time, keep reading comics.